All right, you know what it is, man. Yo, sit back, man. Listen, man. I'm hyped today. I'm hyped. You understand what I'm saying? I fell back. I've been throwing up my throwback joints because I was in my militant mode, and I'm hyped. And I want to take y'all on what we call a unique ride today. All right? That was my man, Ron G did that track. Big shout out to Ron G. Gunshots to Ron G. Now, today I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. I'm angry. I'm just angry at life right now. I'm angry at life right now. You understand? And I got a chance to document this and bring y'all what it's like for what they say is politically correct to say an ex-gangster feel like. But at the end of the day, just like, you know, we got ex-President Trump, we got ex-President Obama, ex-President Bush, you understand? But they're still presidents. So I'm still a gangster. You know what I mean? Kevin Childs is still a gangster. Big Red is still a gangster. That's my brother. I talked to Big Red today for an hour and 45 minutes because I'm in my militant mode and I need to talk to another gangster. I needed to talk to another gangster. So I called Big Red today from D.C. Give a round of applause for Big Red. Give a round of applause to Big Red. Now I'm going to tell you why I'm angry, man. I'm going to tell you why I'm angry. You know what I mean? I love God. I love Allah. I love Buddha. I love Jah. I love Jehovah. I love the higher being. But me as a human, I don't understand the higher being. But it's not my place to understand him. It's my place to follow him. Now I'm going to tell you why I don't understand the higher being. My brother from another mother, my man Flip called me yesterday in tears. So if I break down in tears, that's to show you, you suckers that want to play YouTube games, that gangsters cry too. My brother from another mother lost his mother yesterday at approximately 7 p.m. and caught me in tears while I was taking my sister with one leg to the hospital because her prosthetic leg was irritating the stump that she got for a leg. From she was 13, she'd been in a car accident. God, why did you do this to me? Why did you do that to her? These are the questions I ask God. Why did you put this 13-year-old female child through this pain and agony and suffering? She was in a coma for 8 months at 13, hit by a car, standing on the sidewalk. She went to visit a friend. Her mother went to drop her off, and she was too lazy to make a left turn and pull over and let her off in safety. So she let her off on the corner and she had to cross a busy street. And here comes a drunk woman driving up the street and hit my baby sister who's older than me. I was about 9 years old at the time. I had to deal with this just like King Von had to deal with his father being sniped at 9 years old. I'm going to do a King Von joint. I saw the joint they did on King Von, the serial killer. Negative. I don't agree that man is a serial killer. If you want to hear what I got to say about that King Von video, Put the emoji in the comment, because I'm going to speak on that, man. I'm thinking about speaking on it, but the emojis is going to determine it. They labeled this young man from Chicago in the projects as a serial killer. I looked at the aerial view of, O Block where he from, and if y'all look at that video that young man put up, no disrespect to him. If you look at, it's Trap something. I don't even remember what it is. I don't even watch YouTube because all my homies eating each other's backs out and I don't like it. And I tell them that and they all call me. You know what I mean? Like, let me give you another one because I'm riding today, man. I'm riding. Yeah. I'm riding, man. Last night, I'm going to give y'all some of the phone calls I had over the weekend. Last night, Brian Gaze Gibbs called me last night. Y'all already know Brian Gaze Gibbs took the other route that I chose to take as a man. But I don't judge him. I can't judge him. Only person can judge Brian Gaze Gibbs or any other man who chooses to take the other route other than being honorable when we take the street code by entering the street is God. So for the record, I have nothing negative to say about Brian Gaze Gibbs. But I'm going to say this, I don't agree with what he did. I would never in my life do what he did. I would fall on my sword before I do what he did. But that don't make me a better man. It just make me my own man. And I was even thinking about doing an interview with Glaze after he gave me the phone call. And I'm still thinking about it. So y'all put it in the comments if you want me to do an interview with Glaze. Because when I did the joint with Alpo, everybody threw it out of proportion. I'm a journalist, man. I'm a gangster journalist, man. And I speak from a gangster's point of view, so I like to talk to the men that went against the code. I respect Glaze because he admitted he was wrong and he violated the code. He has his justification that I don't agree with, but that don't mean I'm gonna slander this man. That just means this man chose his choice. Like I chose mine. Mines don't make it right. Just so you know. You understand? I had people in the comments put, when I stood 10 toes down, which I would do again, but I wouldn't enter that world. That's why I'm telling the youth, don't enter that world. Don't go on the street. I would do it again. I would never tell on my comrade. I would never tell on my dead comrades. I would never tell on any man, period. Just so you understand where I'm coming from. But that don't make me a better man. That just make me a unique man. I'm following the rules and code of the conduct that was instilled in me to my last breath. Speaking of death, like I said, my brother from another mother, Flip, lost his mother yesterday. My brother called me another gangster in tears. I'm on the way to take my sister to the emergency room for the stump in the leg from her accident when she was 13. Got an irritation, got a nasty black mark the size of a silver dollar on her leg, and my sister was in pain. But my sister's a gangster. She saw me get the phone call. She said, it sounds like your brother needs you. I said, I know, but I'm your brother and you need me. She said, baby, I'm going to be all right. Go take care of your brother. So I took my sister to the hospital. I dropped her off. She's 61 years old. January just passed. So I dropped my sister off at the hospital, and I drove to the hospital to go see and be with my brother Flip. When I get there, his family is there. His family don't even know me, but his family is my family. I even had a woman ask me, who am I and why am I there? My words to her was, I'm family, by way of flip. You understand? My brother was in tears, and I had to go there to be by his side because his mother's 82. My mother's 88. My mother waited 26 years for me to get out of federal prison. From the day I got locked up, my mama told me one thing. The day I got locked up and I called home, my mama told me one thing. She said, baby, you know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. That didn't mean telling. That mean be the man that you was raised by the choices you made to run the street that has rules, codes, morals, and principles. And you don't tell on your comrade. She didn't have to tell me that because when she told me stay in school, get a job, I don't need your help. I don't need you on the street. I just need you here. But I said, Mama, I got to make sure you got a big house, a car, business, and everything you want. She said, baby, I don't need none of that. I want all of that, but I don't need none of that. This is what my mama told me. And I said, nah, but I feel I need to get that for you. And I chose to walk the path of the street, which has codes and rules. And Mama always told me, if you choose to go that route, you follow the rules and code. The rules and code is you don't tell on your comrades, and the brothers and sisters that you meet along the way is your new family. But I will always be your family. Because like I said, my man Antoine White, big shout out to Antoine White. You know, big shout out. Calm down, calm the hell down, calm down. Antoine White always told me and all the other comrades that the womb you come from does not make you a brother. It's the code and conduct that you follow that make you a brother. Now, my man Big Red, another big round of applause to Big Red. Calm down, relax. Big Red, another DC gangster. Big Red said, you come out the womb a male. These are the conversations that I have with my gangsters. That's why I call them when I'm in these angry moods. A man is not supposed to get emotional, but we have emotions within us, so at times we can't control it, such as now. So right now I'm emotional. Red said, coming out the womb, you come out the womb a male. Then it's your code and conduct that you learn along the way that makes you a man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Cash App on the screen, man. Cash App on the screen. Let's get this right so y'all know. Here go the announcement. You know? Special announcement, man. If you go to my Cash App, $ unique Mecca Hall, and it don't say Waynesworth Hall, don't send money. Period. Only unique Mecca Hall, then it'll show up Waynesworth Hall. That's my account. Nothing else is my account. Alright? Now, I say that to say my Cash App was duplicated. It wasn't hacked, so I still get my money. So no excuses for y'all not to show love and support the movement. When you put in $ unique Mecca Hall, it'll say Waynesworth Hall, and it'll be a little greenhouse next to it. That works. Let's get this moving, because we got to keep this going, because I gave y'all a lot of jewels. Antoine White, because you come from the womb, don't make you a brother. It's your code and conduct. Big Red, when you're born a male. And your code and conduct that you follow along the path of the journey that you choose is what makes you a man. Jewels that need to be reciprocated. Like I said, Cash App on the screen. Let me get back to where I'm at because I'm angry right now. but I'm trying to keep my emotions in check because men is governed by their instinct and desire to survive, and a woman is governed by her feelings and emotions. I know y'all want to get with this technology that the United States of America implanted in our society, that a woman is created equal. No, you're not equal. You're not less than us. You're secondary to us. And that's not a disrespect. Because even though you're secondary, you're most necessary, because a man cannot move forward without a strong woman next to his side. So you're secondary but most necessary. Not as a disrespect. You're not physically strong as a man. Period. A woman has 6 ounces of brain cells, is what I was taught in the 5% Nation. A man has 7.5. That half is considered as infinite, because our knowledge is infinite. Knowledge is infinite. Everything we're doing today will be multiplied 1,000,000 times more in the next 50 years. Now we got cell phones. In 50 years, we'll be able to just think of who we want to talk to, because that's how it was back in the beginning of the time before we was corrupted, where we dealt with mental telepathy. Y'all might not understand that, so I'm not going to even get into that. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, in 50 years, you're going to be able to just say, call such and such. That's what Siri is. But now you're talking to Siri. Knowledge is infinite. Men got 7.5 ounces of brain cells, so that half is going to come up with a method so that we could go back to telepathy to say, call Susan, call Kenny, look up such and such, without saying Siri, do it. Because we could do anything we put our minds to. But like I said, my man Flip called his mom's pass. That's my brother. He cried with me on a FaceTime yesterday. You know what I mean? He cried with me on the FaceTime. And I cried myself, but I couldn't let him see me crying because he called me for strength. But I drove to go see my man Flip and his brother Ron. Big shout out to Ron. Big shout out to Ron. And rest in peace to Mom Dukes. I went to go see Flip and Ron yesterday with tears in my eyes as I drove up that highway. I couldn't even see where I was going. And I didn't curse God. I didn't question God, because I know God has a plan for all of us. She was 82. So she saved her purpose to instill the morals and principles on being a law-abiding citizen within Flip, Ron, Sabrina, the whole family, Booney, you understand what I'm saying? The whole family, everybody she came across with. They did a prayer yesterday where my man Juan's wife said that she took a fish and fed a neighborhood. She took a pack of Kool-Aid and quenched everybody's thirst in the neighborhood. These are the morals and principles and codes of the game of being a loyal, nurturing person in society. Those are those rules. But when you choose to go on the street, it has other rules. And these are the rules that Flip's mother tried to prevent him and the rest of us in the neighborhood from going down by telling us, don't go in the street. Go get a fishing rod and go get one fish. If you get one fish that night, that's what God wanted you to have, to show your empathy, to show your compassion, so that one fish would feed the whole neighborhood instead of God giving you 10 fish to feed the 10 men and women in the neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? This might be a little too deep for you. But now, you know, when I get there, that's what's going on with Flip. Then I get another phone call from my man La, you know, a.k.a. Latif, you know what I mean? You know, from the Bronx, but he moved down to Baltimore and was down there for about 3 decades. He called me and said, Unique, I just decided to pack all my stuff and I moved back to New York. You know what I mean? He said, man, I'm feeling much better. He said, but two of my brothers just died. My man called me to tell me two of his brothers died, like Flip called me to tell me his mother died. You understand? Me and Mike, Flip, Latif's brother, was like this. He died either a heart attack or a stroke. One died from a heart attack, one died from a stroke. I was so numb I didn't even hear. Bottom line, I just knew that my brothers wasn't here. But these are the phone calls I get. These is the confusion that I have, that why would God put my comrades and my sister with the one leg through these things? Just know that he do everything for a reason, you know? Now, let's ride to Chicago. We're going to talk about King Vaughn and the gangbangers. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about King Vaughn and the gangbangers. Now, they're out there in Chicago. They're forced to live in these close proximity project homes that they built. When I looked at the aerial shot, it looked like a bunch of trains that they just piled up and they put little apartments in. 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and this is how they have our people living. But this is God's choice. And we can't question it. You got all these people living in here, and all these people is broke, and then here you go. You got a society that neglected them. And instead of trying to offer them jobs, education, resources, they offer them guns, man. Like 30 years ago, they offered us crack cocaine. And we did the best we could with what we was offered by our supposedly superiors. So we took the crack and we went out and we killed for the mighty dollar. We killed for the mighty dollar. The killing, the madness that we did during the crackhead era was for this. You understand what I'm saying? And then to show you how crazy this is. And this is not to shine for you troll, you suckers, you cocksuckers. Because I hate you trolls and rat bastards. And I'm not no rat bastard. Like I said, if a man chooses to tell, that's on him. I say a rat bastard for the ones that can't claim responsibility for what they did when you know you violated the code. And that's why I said I respect Brian Glaze Gibbs, because he knows he violated the code. So that just makes him a man that told. But a rat bastard is one that makes excuses for what he did. So I'm separating the two so you understand. I'm not calling my man Brian Glaze Gibbs or a nigga that told a rat bastard, even though I don't agree with none of that. He's just a man that told, that fold, that was weak under the circumstances when the pressure came. You never know who you are. You never know what you face. You never know, you know what I mean, what you would do until you placed in these situations. I was placed in this situation where I could have told on my brother who was dead and walked out a free man. I wouldn't be able to sleep with myself. The next man that's placed in that situation, he may be able to sleep with himself. So he makes the choice to tell on his dead brother. That's that man. It's not my place to judge him. Only Allah could judge us. I don't agree with it. Let me always say that. You know what I mean? But just like you got a rabbit, you know, you got a lion, you got a tiger, you got a wolf, and you got a sheep, and you got a butterfly, a caterpillar, and all of these is different mammals and animals and, you know, even humans that told that God put in the universe. As long as you know what they are, as long as they follow the code of what they are, then that's what it is. That's who they are. And when a man shows you who he is, you believe him. So don't let a man sit here and untold on 50 people, and then now he come home and he's telling you, oh, I'm a man, I got the pack, I got 20 keys, take this 10 keys, make this money, let me entice you, let me this, let me that. No. If you choose to deal with him and he tell on you, he's doing what a man that ratted would do. Just like if you're walking down the street and you see a dog and the dog bites you, or you're walking in the woods and the snake bites you. You don't get mad at the dog or the snake because they do what they do. So you can't get mad at the rat for telling on you. Unless he concealed that he's a rat. And that's why I don't have a problem. I do got a problem. Let me correct that. I don't even know how to say this. You know what I mean? I do got a problem. You know what a man telling. You understand what I'm saying? When he entered the street world. You know what I mean? If you're a civilian and somebody do something, you see it, by all means, that's the law of the society. Just like the law of the street world is, you don't tell on the circumstances. My mother was house invasion, pistol whip, tied up, the whole nine. She never told, I never told, because that's the damn code, man. But if I was a working man with a 9 to 5 and the same thing happened to my mother, I would have every right to tell. But I wasn't him. My mama knew I wasn't him. So my mother couldn't tell. And I couldn't tell. It's just up to me to deal with it. And the injustice from the street code that I chose to enter and honor. So that's why I'm telling the youth, don't get involved in the street, man. So you ain't got to make these tough situations where your mama get pistol whipped, you know, house invasion, tied up, and you can't go get help. You have to deal with it yourself. My brother got 2 shots to the head. The feds came to see me in 80X Supermax back in 1996 and said they wanted me to help them solve my brother's murder. I said, me and you ain't never worked together and we never will work together, and you got no business disrespecting me coming to my home that you created for me, which is this prison 23 hours a day underground, to tell me no crap like now you want me to break weak and work for you. You're my enemy. And I'm the one you hate. That's why you chose to put me on the ground and treat me other than a human in society. So now I have to honor the code of a man from the street that has these codes. And that white man looked at me and said, all right, well, I'm here with my family. We got a free trip out here to the Rocky Mountains. I said, okay, well, y'all go enjoy yourself. Let me go back to my cage and deal with my own issues that I created. I take full accountability for my actions. My brother lost his life. I didn't shed a tear for him because he was a casualty of war. God forbid if God choose for me to lose my life, I'm telling you, like I told my mom, and my mom already know, don't shed a tear for me. These are the choices that I chose. And this is what comes with the choices that I chose. So I'm telling the youth, don't do it. Don't go down that path. It's not worth it. 26 years in federal prison. Out of 26 years, I was locked up half of that in special housing unit, what they call the SHU. In 80X Supermax, where they got Pistol Pete, you know, El Chapo, you understand? Larry Hoover. Come on, man. This is what you want? If this is what you want, hold on. Let me get close to this camera. Let me get close to this camera and talk to you youngins right now. You know, to you gangbangers in Chicago, gangbangers in New York, gangbangers all over the country, all over the world. If this is what you want, I'm telling you, go for it. But follow the rules of the game. But at the same time, I'm telling you from a man that been through it, it's not worth it. Don't do it. If you in it, get out of it. If you thinking of getting in it, step away from it. Don't get off the curb. Don't get off the porch. Go get a job. First thing, get an education. I couldn't read or write, making millions. I started counting so much money, I had to buy money machines to keep up. I was able to say, I'm wearing an orange and blue shirt. Let me go buy an orange and blue Mercedes today to match this shirt. And at the end of the day, I'm telling you, that wasn't worth it. Because where was the orange and blue Mercedes while I was sitting on the ground in 80X Supermax? Man, hold up, man. Let me put a little music on the chair this up because I'm getting emotional. So let me try and calm this down a little bit because, like I said, I don't want to scare nobody. And for the record, I'm not on no anti-snitch and anti-none of that anti-shit. Let's get that straight. If you're a civilian, you paying taxes, they steal your car, they break in your house, they rob your mother, they kidnap your mother, they do any of that, report it to the police. That's what you work and pay your taxes for. That's a democratic society. But if you choose to go on the street while I'm telling you and explaining to you and showing you that it's not worth it, just know that there's also rules to that, and that don't mean calling the police. That don't mean telling on your dead homies. That don't mean telling on your dead brother. That don't mean telling on your comrades. So to not put yourself in that situation, I'm telling you not to get involved. I can't say no more plainer than that. You know what I mean? Now, let me explain to you what makes them. I think I've been on here long enough, man. I've been on here 30 minutes. I don't know if you niggas is listening, man. I know my loyal subscribers is listening. Whoever is not subscribed that's watching my joint, I'm telling you, and should I say I'm asking you, please subscribe now so we can keep this movement going. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Don't just watch me and don't subscribe. If you don't like me, don't watch me, then don't subscribe. But if you like the content, hit the subscribe button before you tune out. Okay. Now, I'm going to go a little further. Like I said, La lost his two brothers. He caught me in pain. Flip lost his mother. He caught me in pain. This is the type of thing that I have to deal with. I'm sitting here taking care of my mother, 88 years old. My mother is 88. When I went to prison, she was in her 50s. Me and her used to go to the Roman pub, and I even took her to 5th Street on the beach. Big shout out to Manaman. You know what I mean? Me and my mother used to party and club hop, my nigga. I was in my 20s, she was in her 50s. You know what I mean? Late 50s. And then here it is, I come out of jail after taking the path she told me not to take. She emphasized for me not to take. She done had a stroke. She done fell down and hurt herself where she can't walk no more. Now I gotta push my mother in a wheelchair from the bedroom to the living room for her to sit down for 8 hours, and then get about 12 hours, because she go in there about 9 o'clock and we put her in at 9 at night. She watch TV. She like, what's that clown? Not clown. What's that man's name? Joe Brown. Because if my mama heard me call Joe Brown a clown, she'll have a heart attack. But I do like the dude. But you know what I mean? I'm just in my gangster mode. But she like Joe Brown. I think that's his name, right? Joe Brown. The black dude. you know, with the Steve Harvey hairline, you know. But she liked that dude, and she sit there watching him and, you know what I mean, Young and the Restless and all that all day. From 9 in the morning, she's out there in the living room until 9 at night. Then we push her back in the wheelchair in the living room. I got to be here at lunchtime to make sure I feed my mother. You understand what I'm saying? So my sister with the one leg is here, and she has a prosthetic leg. But like I said, she was in a coma for 8 months. So I try and make sure she does minimum as possible and don't like her touching the stove or the microwave, you know. So I had to go to an important meeting and an interview. So I put the food in the microwave, and I told my sister, I was explaining to my sister how to just push the start on the microwave. You understand? And my mother gets up out the chair and gets her walker that's right next to her. And she walks in the kitchen to show my sister how to use it. I said, Mommy, you can walk. She said, yeah, but it hurt. I said, skip all that hurt. It hurt for me to do 26 years in federal prison away from you. But I still push forward. I said, you can walk. She said, yeah, but it hurt. I said, again, take the hurt out. From now on, this is what we're going to do. New rules in this house. Ain't no more wheelchair from the living room to the bedroom and bedroom to the living room. That's done. There's no reason in hell, the same way you just walked to be nosy to come see me showing my sister how to use this microwave, for you to sit there and say you can't walk in the bedroom. So I took a damn wheelchair and put it in the garage. You know what I mean? So now anywhere she want to go in the house, if she want to go, she got to take this doggone walker. So the first night I did it, my mama said to me, right, so y'all crazy, this is gunshots, all right, gunshots, you know? My mama said to me, well, if you ain't gonna push me out in the wheelchair, I'm just gonna stay in the bed all day. You know what I mean? Because she got a big TV in the room too. I said, okay, you're welcome to stay in the bedroom. But I'm telling you now, I'm gonna plug the TV out. You know what I mean? You know, I got to give my mama tough love because I'm her man right now. I'm her husband. I'm her father. I'm her everything right now. She 88 years old. I said, if you think you're going to lay in that daggone bed all day and watch TV because you trying to spite me because you don't want to walk from the bedroom to the living room with the walker, I'm going to plug that TV out. You look at that blank TV, because I looked at that blank TV with no TV for 26 years in federal prison. I don't even like TV. You understand what I'm saying? So she said, oh, you'll do that to me? I said, Mommy, you believe I love you? She said, yeah, I know you love me. I said, okay, so you know I'm doing it out of love. And my mama said, give me a kiss, baby. You know what I mean? Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, you ain't going to let Mommy do nothing wrong. I said, yeah, you know you doing wrong, sitting here laying in that bed and sitting in that big-ass rocket chair we got you for $3,000 with your feet cocked up. You know what I mean? So end of the night, Mom Dukes got up, took her time and got on that walker and took one step at a time into that bedroom, and I walked right behind her with my arm around my baby's shoulder. I was in federal prison. I was supposed to die in federal prison. I wasn't even supposed to be able to have this moment. And you can't imagine the joy I felt when she finally made it to the bed, turned the walker around, and I went to help her to move the walker, and she said, nah, nigga, you ain't want to help me by pushing me in a wheelchair. Now you want to help me sit on the bed after I made it all the way in here. That's my mama. That's how me and my mama talk. You know what I mean? I said, all right, well, sit your old ass down there. Let me go get you something to eat. You know what I mean? And she said, nah, before you go anywhere, you give me a kiss. You know, and I gave my mama a big hug and kiss because that's how we work together, man. You know what I mean? But these people stole 26 years of me and my mama's life from each other. 26 years, man. So if you youngins want that, y'all continue to do what you do. Now, go to my podcast at Unique Mecca Audio. I'm on Roku TV at Unique Maker Audio. Go subscribe to these joints. I'm about to tap out because this joint right here already 40 minutes, man. I just want to let y'all know I love you. That's why I do this. You know what I mean? And I want to give a big shout out to RJ and Paula Club. I didn't forget you. I'm going to do a real 50-cent story for RJ and Paula. I should have said at the beginning. You know what I mean? So much on my mind with all this pain that I'm going through after being in society that's supposed to be a joyful time for me when it's death all around me. You know, so let me tap out, man. All right.
Cheers. Cheers. Crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, get it back in the mix. What he mentions is gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in home. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you gon' get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you gon' visit. Then you consider yourself linked. Sit front row, get used from a kingpin. I went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. Did not pay attention was stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grand got along. A man that generated minutes on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it out like 2 G's in the night. Drop top beaming so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind. Spin a couple bands on the dapper band. You be back again, green like Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw uptown. They horn uptown, the minute they bust down. Now we on the positive, you gotta lock it. Now you tryna stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, live it dead. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now we're about selling drugs, buying cars, buying property to make the community y'all. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the real them.
All right, so that's what it is, man. Unique Maker Audio, I'm tapping out. I just wanted to make sure that I introduce y'all to what was going on so y'all see that, you know, life is hard, man. Ain't nothing easy about this. Nothing at all easy about this. You know what I mean? So just fall back and let me do what I need to do so that I can help y'all grow, man. We're going to grow together as a team. All right?